Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Well then, there we go. Here was me hoping to kind of get somewhere with this video, but that's not quite going to happen. So basically, what's happened? Yeah, there we go. They've just put their active sonar on, so that, I think that's Sierra 2, which is barely seeing me, but they've now heard the torpedoes coming in. So basically, I'm up against 3 World War II era Russian submarines, which are still
Con
in
sonar,
active
Sierra 2 is cavitating.
service. Before this wire breaks, see, he's gone miles away. So I think I just want to activate these torpedoes.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
And this is why. So they're all now launching torpedoes against me. So let's just get ourselves down.
Make depth
low as we
750 feet, dive high.
Let's just. They already know we're here.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
They already know that we're here because we fired our torpedoes. So, ooh.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Apparently sonar thinks.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Right, let's get these torpedo tubes
Con,
reloaded.
fire control, weapon countermeasure home.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 3. Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go
Come
ahead
left to
and reverse course
260,
here.
helm aye.
So basically what we've done is we've sent 4 torpedoes out against the 3 submarines, but even if I were to sink them all in one go, I couldn't just be done with it because there's more dangers than just that. Because there's a variety of aircraft out to get
Con
us
sonar,
as
lost
well.
contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 103. Contact is in the baffles.
Okay, so I don't think that's my torpedo.
Con, helm, steady course.
So they've got active sonar on me. I'm just gonna stick to torpedo evasion for
Con,
just
dive
now.
at 800 feet, dive high.
Because I'm not very good at torpedo evasion. Let's put it that way. So here we go. They're kind of already searching, so let's actually just...
Come left to 203, helm aye.
I ideally
Come
don't
left
want the
to
torpedo.
216, helm aye.
I ideally don't want the torpedoes
Con
to be in my
sonar,
baffles.
regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 101. Con, helm, steady course.
Because if the torpedoes go into my baffles, I might not hear them coming, which wouldn't be ideal. If I check on my torpedoes, they don't seem to have found... Oh no, one of them has found something. That's good.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 334.
Hey, well we got one of them, at least. All our other torpedoes seem to have missed. However,
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
I suspect all of their torpedoes may have missed, so I'm gonna bring us round.
Come right to 268, helm aye.
So there's one torpedo circling, one torpedo maneuvering.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 093. Contact is in the baffles.
Okay, so we're gonna bring our
Con,
speed
helm.
back down here.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
So we're gonna see who's this torpedo. Oh, actually, this torpedo's coming for me. Can we hear? I know that there's a ship over here.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for
It put out a noise
10
maker.
knots.
But we don't have any contact to it. So basically, these are diesel submarines as opposed to nuclear submarines, which means we are in the unfortunate position. Right, I need to get out of its arc, so I want to get
Make
over
turns for
here.
28 knots. maneuvering eye.
Basically what I'm doing is I know that torpedo is going to eventually make its way over to me, and once it gets here it's going to lock.
Steady course.
And when it locks on me, then that's bad news for me, because it means it'll detect me, and I'm not that good at dodging torpedoes, so I'll probably sink. So when I used to do these videos, particularly when I used to do them with commentary, it was more just a kind of, like, I would sink ships, but they would also sink me because I'm not very good. Whereas now I'm just a little bit better at torpedo evasion, but it's still not exactly my speciality. So, what we're doing now is we're working on diving. We're running deep, not necessarily as deep as we can.
Make depth 750 feet, dive I.
So we're going to bring us to 1,000 feet of depth. The reason that we're doing this is because the deeper that we run, the faster we can run without what's called cavitation, which is when your propeller is spinning so fast it makes bubbles, and it's very noisy, and torpedoes and ships know exactly where you are. The speed of the engines is still quite loud the faster you run, but at least there's no cavitation, so you're loud but you're not roaring when you're diving at deeper depth. It also gives me more freedom to try and dodge some of these incoming torpedoes.
Maneuvering, making turns for 28 knots.
Okay, so we've dodged one, dodged two. I'm pretty sure. So this is one of our torpedoes.
Dive at 1,000 feet, dive I.
It's trying to find that submarine that we've already sank. For a whiskey class. So that leaves us with 2 Romeo classes somewhere out there. Oh, it locked. Oh well. We've already sunk the ship. There's no additional benefit to sinking it twice. So the problem is, because this is snaking about the place, I'm at risk of it being found if I can't get out of its search range before it gets close enough to pick me up. Hopefully that won't be the case. So these red pings that you're hearing, these are the pings of various torpedoes that are going around the place. So that red one is my torpedo. That red one is a torpedo that's close by.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 006. Contact breaking up.
What in the name of the Charles Dickens happened there? So that got hit by a torpedo. I don't even know if that was my torpedo or theirs. Because there is one circling dangerously close. Maybe it was one of mine. Huh, interesting. Well, that poor Romeo class is now on a one-way trip to the bottom of the sea, which means I've got just one submarine left I need to hit. I think I'm close enough that I can risk doing a 90-degree turn to just absolutely sure that this torpedo behind me isn't going to get me. So now that the torpedo's not in my baffles, which is I was talking about earlier, I can see it again. I can see there's a good chance it's possibly not going to lock.
Helm, steady course.
So I'm going to wait for the yellow ping, which is the active sonar. Okay.
Right to 351, helm I.
I'm coming to that direction to present the smallest possible active sonar profile.
Steady course.
Because like this, there is a lot of radar that can be bounced off the side, but from the front, there's not quite as much. So we're now going to slow us down.
Turns for 5 knots, maneuvering eye.
And see if we can't reacquire this submarine. So this is its last known position. It's obviously moved off a bit since then. We still have a lot of active weapons, so we're definitely not there. All of our weapon tubes are reloaded, so what we're gonna...
sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 092.
That's just not helpful. Okay, so we're back on our submarine. You can see another torpedo. Oh, that's the one that's circling about the place. We actually need to be very careful of that, because the closer we get to it, there's still a chance it could reacquire us and come after us.
Making turns for 5 knots.
This torpedo's been recently fired, actually, which is a bit of a risk. Okay, so that torpedo is still tracking true. So I believe you can set them to track true. No, so you can, the weapon search pattern is circle to the left, circle to the right, or, yeah, okay. Or ladder. So it's tracking true, which means the enemy thinks that I'm over here when I'm actually over here. So it's not far off, but it kind of is. So I'm gonna do something risky. They've obviously heard us running deep because we can kind of see that that torpedo is running quite low. Low in the water. So I'm going to bring us up to the duct layer, which is at 215 feet. So we're going to bring us up to 200 feet.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive I.
So basically, so there's... What's the best way of explaining this? Basically, the reason why I wasn't very good at Cold Waters before is because I never bothered to read the manual, because of course I wouldn't read the manual. It's basically what I do, just jump into games and go from there. However, it does educate you on all this, and once you can understand it, it's quite important. So a duct, so you basically, sometimes in the ocean you have what's called a duct layer, which means from a certain distance below the surface, any sound that is made here will travel either straight or it'll travel to the surface, bounce down, bounce off the layer, bounce down, and it'll just travel down this duct. So anything, if I'm here on this side, I could hear something that's way over here easily. You know, I can pick them up for potentially miles. Under the duct layer, sound travels downwards. So you basically have this kind of cone here. So if I was right at 300 feet with this duct layer, I would sound kind of, it slowly arcs down like my mouse is kind of doing. So I would hear a ship travelling at about 1,000 feet, which is where I was, but I wouldn't necessarily hear one 300 feet high because their sound profile is it's dropping down. So like I would be in their shadow zone, so they couldn't hear me, and I wouldn't be able to hear them. So this thing is now circling. So I'm now going to need to try and make my way in between.
Come right to 003.
These
Helm
two
high.
active torpedoes without getting too close. So I'm now getting close to the duct layer, which means if the enemy
Con sonar regained contact
There we
on
go.
Sierra 3, bearing 349.
And also I've got a launch transient from them, so let's hold us at 300.
Make depth 300 feet. Dive I.
Yeah, so they're going super low at the moment. Even with their active sonar on, which is that not excruciating noise it just made, they've got a contact profile of -21. So they don't quite know where
Con,
I
helm,
am.
steady course.
But they have positive passive sonar on me, which means if they've been tracking me and given the speed that I've been going, they probably have been. They have a reasonably good idea of where I am, which is probably why there is a torpedo heading directly towards where I am. So I want to avoid this. It's tracking from here. Okay. Right.
Con, dive at 300 feet. Dive I.
If I put on my active sonar, I'm going to find it. So I'm going to use this and get a firing solution, because what I want to do is I want to fire a torpedo and then get the hell out of Dodge. So active sonar, go.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
So once that ping comes back, 95. Target solution acquired. We're going to fire straight on this. Fucking
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Figgity fan.
Con
fucking
sonar,
fantastic.
launch transient from Sierra 3.
Yeet. Okay, cool. Happy days. We fired one. I don't consider... Do I consider... Right.
Con
Active
sonar, switching
off.
to passive search.
Let's load another torpedo at this. Oh, hi. Right. Let's fucking yeet ourselves back down to 1,000 feet.
Make depth 1,000 feet. Dive by.
Make turns. Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Okay, so our commands are dive set depth 1,000 feet, hard to port, and then we're
Con
gonna
sonar,
go full
lost
dive.
contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 3, 4, 8. Contact faded.
So they've already got one launch transient against us, and they sent another launch
Con
transient
sonar, no longer cavitating.
against us.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 1, 0, 0. Contact is in the baffles.
So what we've done is we've counter-fired. I would ideally like to go perpendicular to its course, but I don't. I'm just wary of getting too close
steady course.
to this. I'm worried about getting too close to this torpedo at the moment. So I'm going to go slightly
Con,
more.
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Good work, guys. That was fast going. I want to go slightly more than perpendicular for just now. Actually, you say what? While we're fully loading, I've got an idea. Let's load this. That's fine. Oh, hi. Cool. So we're now at 1,000 feet of depth. Test depth for this submarine is in excess of 1,300 feet. So I've still got 300 feet to play with here. I wouldn't like to go much deeper, because if anything they basically, in the manual of submarines, they tell you
Con,
to
dive at 1,000 feet. Dive by.
Thank you very much, dive control. Yeah.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 2-8 knots.
They like to avoid you
Come right to 273. Helm
going
high.
at full speed, running close to test depth, because what happens is, you know, at that kind of depth, funny
Con,
things.
helm, steady course.
At that kind of depth, funny things can sometimes happen to machinery, and if the dive controls suddenly jam and you are close to test depth, then they could jam and take you from test depth into crush depth. So it's always a good idea to give yourself
Con,
just
torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
a little bit of play. So we've got good vertical profile on this torpedo, which means it's unlikely to get us, and also good horizontal profile. So there is a second... I haven't said that. Has it just acquired us? No. Okay, I think we're safe. So I'm going to bring us...
Come right to 313. Helm high.
Just remember that there is another torpedo in play. So that's not the only... In fact, I think I can actually just see the other torpedo.
Con, helm, steady course.
Because it's about to pass by my torpedo. So this is the one that's just missed us, question mark? Yeah, so that's me over there. This is mine, and it's searching for a target, and you can see they're miles off. And this is the one that's currently searching for me from a distance. Oh no, this is tracking true. This has just been fired, so I'm technically not aware of this torpedo yet. Okay. So anyway,
Turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
so we can see our, now that we're slowing down, we've regained contact on our torpedo, which is currently tracking over there. So it's going in the right direction. We're not picking up any other torpedoes other than the one that's doing little circles about the place. We can now see this other torpedo.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 0, 0, 0.
Right. So what
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra Boar bearing 1.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
So what I want to do now, we're in between a bit of a rock and a hard place at the moment.
Come
so
right to 002 helm I.
He knows I'm running deep. Just don't know if if his torpedoes know that I'm running deep. So that one seems slightly higher than me. This one seems slightly higher than me. So that's fine. So we're gonna do a bit of misdirection. So what I've got here in tube 4 is a decoy torpedo, which I'm gonna send out this way.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
So this is now gonna make all the noise of a real submarine. Right, so he's put that torpedo into circle mode. So circle mode's quite dangerous because if you were trying to do what I was literally right about to do,
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 358.
oh, that's interesting. A noisemaker. That's possibly because he's heard my torpedo and it should
Con
be...
helm
well,
steady course.
it's not necessarily not going for him. Ooh, what's this devil thing? Oh, this is a aircraft-fired weapon. So the Russians have this.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 357.
Wow, he thinks he's in trouble. Interesting. So we now know he's over here. Anyway, right, okay. Yeah, so this is interesting. So we know he's over here and not
Con,
over
torpedo
here,
room, tube 4 ready.
which means
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
this one might actually acquire at some point or other. I don't think it will, because it's not yet tracking. Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, and it straight away locked the fuck on. Ha! Nice. Perfect. Okay. I don't like the look of that. Oh no, I do like the look
Con
of that.
sonar noisemaker bearing 356.
That's the thing I'm
Con,
just
fire
fired.
control, weapon countermeasure homing.
So basically what I've tried to do here is this torpedo that's coming along, I've tried to distract it with my little submarine simulator. But he's now using all of his noise makers. He thinks he is in trouble, and do you know what? I'm tempted to agree with him. So after playing cat and mouse with this ship for the better part of 20 minutes, I should point out that I have never ever actually successfully completed this mission before. The reason I have never completed it before is because diesel submarines have the ability to go complete and utterly silent from sonar, whereas nuclear submarines, even if they put their
Con
engines
sonar
off,
noisemaker bearing 354.
they are always making noise. And the reason that they're always making noise is purely because the nuclear engines have to have water pumped through them in order to maintain appropriate coolant. And if you don't have that, they just overheat, go critical, and the whole mass can explode itself. So let's find out. Is this going to work? He's already dropped. So you only have a limited number of noisemakers. He knows the torpedo's locked on. That pinging noise is the worst thing you ever want to hear as a submarine commander. And unfortunately,
Noisemaker bearing 352.
unfortunately for him, he's not done it. So he tried his hardest, he gave it his all, but he is nothing more than an oil slick on the surface now. Everyone aboard's going to the bottom, and that makes one. It's been hit twice. One. Been hit only once. I don't even know who hit that. I don't think I hit it. I think it might have been a self-fire accident or something. And then our final ship is heading to the surface. We're actually technically not out of danger yet because there are a number of torpedoes around the place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring us back into the duct depth.
Make depth 200 feet, dive by.
And I'm going to bring us to follow our torpedo.
Come left to 279, helm aye.
So all the air is leaking out from this poor submarine. And it's groaning as it's about to hit the sea floor. So there we go. Final resting place for that and all its sailors. Shit. Hi. So, this torpedo is now in a circular search pattern, and this torpedo is in a circular search pattern. So I want to try and keep directly.
Come left to 318, helm aye.
It's not. This hasn't picked up my submarine simulator, which is a good sign that I'm far enough away that I'm going to be fine. So what I want to do is I've taken out... I'm aware that there is a trawler, which is of no concern to me. I've found 3 nuclear submarines, and I have 3 non-nuclear submarine conventional submarines, and I have taken them out. But is there any more? That is the question. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk and go above the duct depth, just so that I can hear if there's anything there. Because I'm conscious, of course. So this is a great example. That rope that's coming in here, there's a sonar on the end of this. So they're listening out for me, but I mean, you can't see me, so they obviously don't have a very good idea of where I am. The aircraft is running a magnetic search, so magnets do pierce the surface of the water, so you can basically pick up magnetic anomalies. Doesn't work for submarines that are running deep, but if they're close to the surface, like I'm about to be, it will pick them up, so that's a bit of a risk. But I can see here that the plane was over by the trawler somewhere. Yeah, you can see the plane going by. So the plane's miles away from where I am, so I'm at no risk by doing this. So we've not heard anything yet, and we're about to pierce the duct. In fact, we have now pierced the duct. So if there was anything within the duct, I should be able to hear it. And I'm kind of sat at...
Make depth 250 feet, dive by. Make depth 150 feet, dive by.
Apologies. Right, so we're just going to go right into the duct proper, and yeah. I'm happy and comfortable that there isn't anything here. But we are at risk of being found, so I'm going to bring us down depth to 350
Make depth 350 feet, dive by.
And the reason I'll... Oh. Yeah. So we're just bringing us down to 350 feet. All the torpedoes have gone. There are still aircraft about, so we will let them do what they need to do.
Dive at 350 feet, dive by.
But we're now perfectly safe to continue on our journey. Happy days! So, let's just check. So if I go to leave... So, here we go. Yep, so we sank everything we needed to sink and nothing escaped. So that was it. Fully completed. Happy days.